Hello everyone, my name is Jared Borman. There's a picture of me if you can't see me for the recording for tonight, but I'm going to be discussing the flipped classroom and how I believe it to be a viable pedagogy. In today's terms, we have a teacher standing in the front of the room who is giving a lecture. This is a very old style of teaching. This is where you're basically trying to give the students information and expect them to absorb it. You believe you have important things to say and you want your students to listen. The problem is this student isn't paying attention because you've already said what you said and he understood it the first time. This student actually did the reading last night and now she's doodling because you're just reiterating what she already read. This student seems slightly confused about what you just said, but she would have to raise her hand, stop the class in order for you to repeat the question. This student did the reading and she's listening, but unfortunately she is completely lost. If you weren't lecturing, you might actually be able to work with this student one-on-one in order to help her understand her questions. This student is getting it. He is understanding exactly what you're saying at the right time, at the right pace. However, that is only one student out of how many in that class. So why do teachers continue to teach this way? That's the question. There are two guys in Colorado that believe technology can be viably used. Technology, though, some people believe are distractions, much like Healy in our textbook, who felt that if introduced at a young age, can be a distraction and a problem. However, these two teachers believe these bits of technology to not be distractions at all, but can be utilized. Meet those guys. These two guys, Aaron Sams and Jonathan Bergman, are the two guys accredited for creating the flipped classroom for what it is today. They teach at Woodland Parks, Colorado. They are science teachers, and in 2007 they decided to start flipping their classroom. This is not new. Teachers were teaching online classes using technology, and it was not a new concept. However, what made their attempt different was that they flipped their classroom for this mere goal to meet with every student every day. There you're seeing their famous YouTube video that has been used or viewed over 195,000 times that shows what their classrooms looked like in a flipped concept. The philosophy behind it is this: taking Bloom's taxonomy, the 7-layer or the 6 layers of taxonomy, and basically flipping it. Because right now, what we do is the really easy stuff in class, the remembering, the understanding. And then for homework, the students are expected to do the evaluating and the creating. That's the tough stuff. And that usually requires an expert sort of over their shoulder helping them out and pointing in the right direction. So that's what these science teachers exactly did. They switched the two concepts. We're going to have the students do the easy stuff at home, the reading, the watching the videos, and so forth. Take those notes. And then they're going to come to class and do the hard stuff so that way the teacher can be there to direct them. The technology utilized in a flipped classroom require lots of different pieces. Video recording can use any of these that you see in front of you. The distribution then, YouTube is the most popular one. You can use Edmodo, Moodle, class website. For those of you that do not, or for the students that don't have internet access, you can simply download it to one of their flash drives. Right now I'm using QuickTime and I'm going to distribute it to YouTube so that way you can view it through the class presentation. Katie Gimbar takes this process in a much simpler fashion. She's an 8th grade math teacher in Texas who has 40 students in her classroom, and she flipped her class and quickly saw the newer students, the ones not getting it as well, catching up with the upper level students, and proficiency overall went up. All she uses is a flip cam. I know, irony, right? A flip cam to flip a classroom. And she uses a whiteboard. One take, no editing, very simple. I highly recommend you go to YouTube and check her out because she has a lot of frequently asked questions. The concept became so popular that there was one school in Byron High School, Byron High School in Rochester, New York, who had several at-risk students, class sizes of 30 or more, and they had to cut $1.2 million from their budget, which leaves no room to purchase new textbooks. So they decided that they're going to meet at 6:45 a.m. every Friday. This is the math department that did this, and they asked themselves, how can we teach the same stuff with no textbook? They also met during the following summer to create their videos and continued to build through the next year on this concept. The results were pretty remarkable. Their math mastery at that school jumped from 29.9% in 2006 to 73.8% in 2011. That's a 5-year time span. They also saw ACT scores rise from an average of 21.2 in 2006 to 24.5 in 2011. The seniors will have completed 4 or more credits of math. Pretty astounding results. However, there is one educator. More importantly, she's more of a blogger. She blogs at The Innovative Educator. That's her Twitter picture there. Her name is Lisa Nielsen. And she is a speaker, she is an author, and she has 15,000 Twitter followers. So when she talks or writes about education, people listen. She's not flipping over the flipped classroom, and here are 5 reasons why not. Number 1, it requires too much technology not readily available. However, I do believe technology can happen. Homework. Some people aren't thrilled about the idea of homework. More time for memorization. Students are also required to be at the same level and still relies on lectures. While all these are true, I feel like all of those were implemented at a wrong level, improperly implemented. I believe that the flipped classroom can be a viable pedagogy. Some tips. Make sure your main goal is to meet with every student. You need to develop many forms of formative assessments. Don't rely on videos, but use them as a tool, and please use class time for more hands-on constructive activities. If you have any questions about the presentation that I just gave, feel free to email me at bormajab@uni.edu or pause any of this and review it once again. Thanks for your time.